Okay, new banlist just dropped. Even though I'm not very free in the moment, as you probably know from the community post, I am going to still do a reaction for this. So it's just gonna be hopefully a pretty short video. And yeah, for the expectations of this banlist, in the current meta, I feel like a lot of decks are reliant on skills. The only deck that is not reliant on skills is exactly Tenyi. And I don't know if they're gonna hit Tenyi that early on, and even if they do, it probably won't be too hard, because most Tenyi decks, I don't think they play a lot of other staples. So if they're gonna hit Tenyi, they are going to need to hit the actual Tenyi cards, instead of like hit, for example, for Orcus, they could hit Scrap Recycler or Nightmare Mermaid, because those are released they're released before the Orcus cards, the new Orcus cards, so they can kind of hit those older cards to nerf the deck. But for Tenyi, that kind of couldn't happen. So if they're gonna nerf Tenyi, they are definitely gonna have to nerf the Tenyi cards themselves, or maybe they're gonna nerf the free effect skill. But yeah, my biggest expectation for this banlist is the skills. I do hope Destiny Heroes get nerfed for from the skill. Odd Eyes Raging Pendulum needs to be nerfed. Rocket skill, which should probably be the old skill where you need to return a card from your hand to back to the deck to set the field spell. I think that's a pretty good restriction to reduce the amount of card advantage Rocket players get. BLS is okay. I think it's definitely popular because it's pretty cheap because of the pickup box. Maybe they're gonna hit some of the BLS cards, but let's see. Let's not waste too much time on the speculations. Shooting Rise of Dragon to 1 is unnecessary. I think the problem is Raging Pendulum, but okay. Heading Sasua to 2 is great. It's good news for Badoches. Lady Debug to 2, I guess. I mean, I don't think Lady Debug is a problem, but okay. Dragon Pit, stop hitting magician cards. Stop hitting pendulum magicians. The problem isn't pendulum magician. The problem is the skill. If you just hit the skill, all the pendulum magician cards can be unlimited. Alright, so raging can be unlimited, and no one will play the deck. The problem is the skill. Just stop hitting the cards. Hit the skill. Malicious to 3. Okay. I mean, that's pretty okay. Yeah, it limits the amount of limit free cards they could play. For the Dragon Darkner on the list is really good. It should be not on the list for a very long time already. Little Martin, Unlimited, nice. Tatsunoka, Unlimited, nice. Contract with Gate, Unlimited, nice. Piper is unlimited? Yeah, that's fine because the skill is nerfed, so no one plays the game anymore. No one plays Speedroids anymore. That's fine. Speedroids, with these two cards unlimited, the Speedroid decks will be okay. They won't be as good as before because the skill was already nerfed, so I definitely think that's fine. Indigo Eclipse should never be limited in the first place. Fafa is okay. Tamer Elder, okay. So overall, a pretty good ban list, I think. But we will have to have a look at the skills to see if they actually nerfed the Raging Pendulum. I think they definitely should nerf Raging Pendulum. There actually isn't a skill limit list, so it's probably gonna come later, I think. Usually they put it all together in a single update, but sometimes they split it. They have done that before, so I do expect a skill ban list to come. I hope they nerf Raging Pendulum. Maybe Destiny Hero skill needs a tiny nerf, maybe. And free effects might need a nerf, because gaining 3,000 life points turn 1 is not very fun. Rocket skill might need a nerf, but yeah, for now, it's a pretty good ban list, I think. Even though I don't really think they need to hit any of the Pendulum Magician cards, I think the problem, again, is the skill. But before the skill balance comes out, I can't really comment too much on the balance. Assuming that they are going to hit the popular skills, this Balance is definitely gonna be pretty good, especially because they did unlimit a bunch of the older cards like Thunder Giant Dark. I think that's a pretty good decision. But yeah, we will definitely need to have a skill balanced to kind of nerf the popular decks that have way too powerful skills and are dominating the meta. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's not much. The list isn't very long, and also they didn't hit 10E, which is interesting. If they're gonna hit 10E, I hope they hit free effects. And 10E is, to be fair, still a pretty new deck, so it is expected for them to not hit 10E. So yeah, one of my thoughts on the meta, 10E is probably gonna be top tier, and depending on if you're gonna hit Raging Pendulum, maybe Raging Pendulum will still be in the tier list, or they're gonna plummet completely. Speedroids might be tier 3. They are still playable, especially because the banlist did unlimited the Speedroid cards. So yeah, and Thunder Dragons might see a bit of play now that they could play Levianier with the Thunder Dragon monsters, which is still a pretty annoying card to deal against, especially when they go second. But the deck is still pretty bricky overall, so I don't think they're gonna be too good. And yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, thanks for watching, goodbye.